Hey everybody, it's going on 6 o'clock in the morning. Woke up at 4 for some reason today. No idea why. So I thought I'd just make this video that I've been meaning to make for a while. A few months ago I started writing a blog. I don't know if any of you read it, to be honest. But I really wanted to start that just to kind of throw out there, how I'm feeling, what's going on, stuff like that. But I haven't been really keeping up with that because I think for me, it's just a lot easier to kind of express how I feel in a video form or just in person, just because you can actually see or feel the attitude or the feelings behind something that's said rather than just sitting there reading it and assuming. So basically, the end game was, in all honesty, with starting the blog was to eventually break out into doing a vlog itself. Like I said, it's just something that I've always kind of wanted to do. It's been something that's seemed kind of fun. Like I said, it's basically you can get the feel of how the person is talking or what they're saying versus, taking your own assumption on the feelings of what's being said. So, with that being said, this is going to be probably the first video for it. And I figured, why the hell not go out with a bang and start it up. Something that I've kind of wanted to kind of throw out there for a while now, that's really been kind of difficult to process in my own mind, is the fact that there's so many labels out there for people, in the fact, black versus white, Chinese versus whatever, lesbians, gays, transgendered, whatever the case may be. There's just so many labels out there. And I guess I've never really thought about labels on people, simply because the fact that overall, I look at people as people, for one, and second of all, if I feel that I'm high enough in society, I guess, to label someone, then they can just as well put a label on me. And I personally don't want to be labeled. I don't want to be looked at and said, "Oh, that's so and so. He's such and such." That's just not who I am, and that's just how I presume to live my life. And that's always been something for me. Like, I've always thought about, I was actually writing in my journal last night too about how, I've always seemed to look for the good in people rather than judge them on what everyone else has told me about them. And I feel that everyone should do that, just because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they've been through, for that matter. But the worst thing you can do is prejudge someone just because of what someone else has said about them or what, you see, versus, getting to know someone. And that's really what this video is going to be kind of about, is something that I've personally been struggling with, for years, I guess you could say, maybe. But the fact of the matter is, the reason I've never really brought it up is just because of the fact that, I guess in the long run, I really didn't want to be labeled anything. I didn't want to be, thrown under the bus because of being one thing or being another. With that being said, I'm assuming probably some of you already know what's going to be said or have assumptions about what's about to be said. So basically, for the past couple months, more so months than anything else, I've really been struggling with who I am inside, relationship-wise, stuff like that. I always, for the last couple years, if any of you have read my blog, I put on there, that I've always kind of had an issue when it comes to intimate relationships, just because of the fact that, I'm a bigger guy. A lot of people don't look at bigger guys. And it's just, it's been kind of one of those things where instead of being in a relationship, I just decided to play the field. I know it's kind of personal and kind of weird to randomly hear, but it's one of those things that if no one wanted to be with me in a relationship wise, I didn't really care to be in one either. So I did random conquest, I guess you could call them, sure. But the last couple of months, I've really been kind of fighting with myself about who and what I want to be in a relationship with. I guess that kind of goes back to how, I was raised. I was raised in a family that, we went to church every Sunday, went to youth group on Monday nights, I went to church services Wednesday nights, and it was one of those things that was constantly fed to you that, man and woman is what it's supposed to be, and there's no other way it can be. And that's cool. That's completely fine. I get it. That's whatever. But for me, it's one of those things that, I didn't see it that way. I mean, I saw it as love is love. You're going to love who you love. You're going to love, anything at that. I mean, it sounds really vague, but love is love. That's all there is to it. You know, so with myself, like I said, I'm not going to throw myself out there and label myself and say this is like a coming out video or anything like that by any means. But what this is basically going to say is that I'm not gay, I'm not straight, I'm not bisexual. I'm strictly a lover. If I happen to fall in love with a guy, I fall in love with a guy. If I fall in love with a woman, I fall in love with a woman. And I really think that's something that really should be thrown out there, just not for my own sake, but for people in general, because, it's one of those things that, like I said, labels are out there, but you know what? In the end of it all, there's nothing that makes us different. I mean, you can run into Joe Schmo on the street. He could be the nicest person in the world, but behind closed doors, he could be the worst person in the world. He could be a wife beater. He could abuse his kids, but you won't know that until you get to know the person themselves. And kind of back to the whole thing, like with the church deal, like I said, if, we were always taught that, it's probably one of the worst sins out there to be attracted to someone of the same sex. And that's your choice, your belief. I know a lot of people sit there, religion-wise, who sit there and say, being gay or being bisexual or anything like that is a choice. That's cool. It definitely is cool. If that is a choice, then it is also your choice to accept them or not accept them. And from what I was taught growing up in the church system, I guess, is that, you know what? If I love a dude, I'm going to hell. Great. Cool. You know what? That's fine. But for every one of you that can sit there and honestly judge me because I love that dude, I'll see you right there next to me, because it is, it's another sin to judge others. And I think that's where really people get caught up in all of this, labeling, as everyone sits there and claims, well, I'm a Christian, blah, blah, blah. And it just comes back to, in the Bible, it says, love your neighbor. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to agree with their lifestyle. You don't have to agree with anything they do. As long as you love them as you love yourself and as they would love you in return. Now, I'm not sitting here saying to any of you that are watching this if you don't agree with what I'm telling you my life is like, there's the door. No one's asking you to be here. I'm the same person I was yesterday. I'm the same person I was a few months ago. I'm the same person I was years ago. Except for the fact that with actually saying it out loud, that I am attracted to both male and female people, then there's nothing that's changed. To all my friends and family out there who don't support it, see ya. I'm not going to change who I am to make you happy, because in the end game of that, I'm not going to be happy. And this is really all this is for, is I myself want to be happy, officially happy. And if you can't accept that, then you don't have to. I'm not asking you to. I know I've seen a lot of, like the coming out videos and stuff like that where, kids have come out to their parents, their friends, and they've asked, is that okay? I'm not going to ask you if it's okay, because it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with me. And so if you're not okay with it, like I said, bye. I'm not going to sit here and be that people pleaser and bend over backwards just to be what you want me to be. So in the end of everything, I have to be the one that's alone, sad, and depressed just because I want to make sure you're happy. Sure, in the past, that's who I was. I had, I did everything and anything I could for my friends and family to make sure they were happy. And then I'd come back home and sit in the darkness and just be, I wouldn't say depressed so much. It was more so, it was just, why is it so hard for everyone? Why is it so hard for everyone to make me, not make me happy, but why is it so hard for everyone to let me be happy with the things that I want to do or who I want to be, when it's so easy for me to help them do that? I mean, like I said, I've gone years with, friends that I would jump through hoops for them, and it wasn't because of any physical attraction or anything like that by any means. It was because, like I, said at the beginning of this video, I look for the good in people. And I just think they deserve to, people come from crummy past, they deserve to have a better future. Don't sit there and just judge them on the past that they've come from. It's really hard for people to look past the labels and the past that people have come from. And I really think that's another reason why I really wanted, I think that's why I wanted to make this video so much, is because I'm sitting there and I don't want to be someone that has to hide who I am and what I am. Because, you know what? In the end of it all, if I'm happy, friendless, familyless, whatever, so be it. So be it. I love my family and my friends very much, and that will never change. But I've seen, on a personal level, I've seen people come out to both friends and family, and they've been disowned. They've been made fun of, mocked for who they are. Just because I'm not identical to who you want me to be, that makes me a bad person. I know, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but this is, like I said, I'm on a roll. I'm going to just go with it. I have an uncle who came out as gay. I couldn't even tell you how many years ago. And select family members, they've put they've put it out there that they still love him and they want to be part of his life and everything like that. And I respect those people. I really do, because you know what? being different than what society wants you to be is hard enough as it is, and when you don't have that close family support or friend support, it's tough. It really is tough. And and after I throw this video out there for people to see, if I've got to fight this fight alone, fine. I'll do it, because I've gotten to that point, which has taken me years, and it feels really weird, but I'm not going to change who I am for society's purpose, for my family's purpose, for my friends' purpose. I'm going to be me for me. I owe it to myself to do that. Years I went through, school and life in general on the brink of like high depression, because I had to constantly be teased for being fat, being slow, and it's one of those things where I've tried to be what everyone wanted me to be. And I just felt unhappy inside afterwards. And I'm not looking for like sympathy and stuff like that by this video either, by any means. But it was, I really don't even know how to put into words. It was, like I said, I was a people pleaser, and I did anything and everything for everyone. And at the end of the day, I'd go home, and there was no one there for me. Like, everyone always gives you that saying, "Oh, I'll be there for you, don't worry. If you need anything, let me know." That's never been true for me until, and that's to be honest, I have a very select few friends that have actually come through with that, and I completely am grateful and respect what you guys have done for me. And I honestly hope that after this video is put out there, that doesn't change, because it doesn't change who I am. It doesn't change who you are. It doesn't change what we've had. But I'm just sick and tired of living every day, I guess, hiding in a shell that I don't need to hide in. I know this video is kind of all over the place, but that's basically how my mind is right now too. Could be lack of sleep, I'm not gonna lie. But I really didn't know how to go about doing this video. Like I said, it's my main concern about doing this even now is family, mainly, is my biggest concern. I love my family a lot, and I don't know, I guess I just kind of feel like I'm letting them down, or not living up to their expectations of what they wanted. Especially my mom and dad. I know that they've kind of been there for me the last couple years, really kind of there for me. And this has been something I've wanted to tell them for months, maybe now. And I guess I'm sure a lot of people have put that assumption out there that, oh, he's gay, and I used to be very defensive about it, because like I said, I don't classify myself as gay at all. I don't even classify myself as like bisexual. I classify myself, like I said, as a lover. I mean, whatever the future holds for me in a relationship wise is I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't be with you because you're not white. I'm not gonna be with you because you're not a girl. I'm not gonna be that person. If you want to go out there and be an Asian American and date a black woman, do it. Don't sit there and worry about what people say about interracial love or homosexual love or whatever the case may be. Don't worry about it. Just be who you are and love who you love, and that's all that matters. Well, at least that's all that should matter. But yeah, back to the family thing. I know, like I said, my parents have been there to support me in everything else that I've wanted to do. With going back to school, finishing school, wanting to, even though my mom doesn't really want me to move far away, I know she would have been supportive if I ever moved. And my dad's been there. And I apologize, Dad, if you're watching this now or whenever you're watching it. I love you both very much. But I never really felt like my dad was there to, in the beginning. The last couple years, he's really kind of taken a turn, and we've gotten closer and stuff like that. And that's why it kind of hurts me even more to post something like this, because I don't want to lose any type of respect or trust that he has for me because I'm not who he wanted me to be. And the other person, in all honesty, that I've really worried about too, is my brother. I know he's not super accepting of things like this, and my other siblings, they're a little bit more open-minded, but my biological brother, I don't know, he's not very accepting of it, he's not very open-minded of it, and that's fine. Like I said, I mean, if he doesn't want to be a part of my life or whatever the case may be because of stuff like this, then that's his choice. I've tried to be as good of a big brother as I could, and support him in the things that he's done in his life, and who he's been with. I may have not always been there physically for him, but I've always been there for him mentally, emotionally if he needed it, and I always will be. And I don't know, like I said, it's just, that's been my biggest concern about all of this is my family. Like I said, with my with my uncle, when he told the family that he was gay, they had a hard time really kind of accepting it at first, simply because of the fact that he, like I said, we were raised to believe that you could only love a woman, and if you ever laid in bed with a man, well, down to the fire pits of hell you go, and that's fine. You can believe that. I'm not going to go against it. But I do have one thing to kind of throw into that too. A lot of people, Christian and non-Christian, just people in general, I guess, really, always sit there and talk about how being gay is a choice, or basically loving someone other than what you're supposed to is a choice. And entirely at the beginning of all that, I definitely believed it. I'm like, oh, of course, you just choose. I'm like, it's not that difficult. But as time went on and I started to really think about it, if people chose to be gay, why would they choose a lifestyle that they know isn't accepted, will have them be ridiculed for the rest of their life, and be the center of mockery for however long? I mean, it's, even to this day, there's still people that are out there that can't handle it. And that's, again, I cannot emphasize this enough. That's fine. No one's asking you to love their lifestyle. But you can still love them because they themselves have not changed. What they do behind closed doors, none of your business. If they're willing though enough to tell you and let you in on that lifestyle just to let you know, hey, this is who I am. I myself have not changed, but this is who I am. What does it matter? But yeah, anyway, back to the whole if it's a choice thing, why would they choose that lifestyle? I mean, it's no different in a sense than I'm an overweight guy. Anyone that knows me knows that. Is it my choice? Definitely. Because I don't spend every waking hour working out at the gym, and I'll be honest, I don't sit there and watch every single thing I eat. I don't eat healthy every day. That's a choice. I have the choice to be skinny. I have the tools to be skinny, but I don't use them. I mean, I'm starting to because that is something I do want, but that's a choice. But for feelings wise, I mean, you're going to love who you love regardless. I mean, I don't even know where I was going with that, to be honest. Sorry. Like I said, everything's kind of hazy, being super early in the morning and lack of sleep, but I think you get the gist of it. I mean, you're not going to choose a lifestyle that's going to throw you into a constant battle with people because you can. I mean, if you are, more power to you. Don't let me stop you. Don't let anyone stop you. But I don't feel it's a choice. It just happens. I mean, I look at myself now with posting, with getting ready to post this, and I'm sure ridicule is going to come, and that's fine. I've got tough skin, been ridiculed for stupider things growing up anyway. This isn't going to be any different. I've made it this far. I'm still alive, still kicking. Throw what you got at me. You want to call me a homo? You want to call me a faggot? Do it. If it makes you feel more of like a man to do it, do it. I'm not afraid. I'm not hurt. But what I can tell you is that to all my friends and family out there, nothing's changed with who I am. I'm still going to be the same person, attitude-wise. That's not going to change. And like I said earlier, because I know this is going to be more for like my guy friends that are out there that, oh God, he's telling us that he likes dudes. Oh God, he's probably thinking about me right now. That's not the case, I assure you. For the last few months, I'd say maybe close to a year tops, I've really kind of noticed that I've been attracted, I should say, to both male and female. And I still am. That's why I'm not going to put myself out there and have a coming out video, because I still think women are gorgeous. And I can still picture myself with women. It's not that I can't. It's just that there's just been something that I don't know what it is, an attraction to dudes. Fine. Anyway, where I was going with that is for all the friends that I have out there, dudes and females alike, nothing's changed about me. If I haven't in the past tried to jump you or get in your pants, I assure you it's not going to change just because of this video. However, I will put this out here. I know I've said it already before. If it's too awkward, for you to be my friend after I put this out there. And if you take the time to watch it, I should say too. If it's too awkward for us to be friends afterwards, it's been nice knowing you. It really has. Because, like I said, I'm not changing who I am. I'm just being more open and honest about who I am. Been recently talking with a buddy of mine who is going through some stuff himself. And I've really thrown it out there at him that in order to get help and want help for it, you have to stop making excuses. And that's really kind of why I wanted to post this video. Is I basically was just making excuses not to tell people. And it was kind of, it was kind of hard because everyone's out there, thinking I'm lonely and stuff like that. It's not that I'm lonely by any means. I mean, yeah, sometimes I'm lonely. Who isn't? It happens. But it was just one of those things that, like I said, my hardest thing about it all was just the family part of it. And I couldn't keep sitting there and telling this guy to, you got to do this kind of stuff. You can't just keep making excuses. If you're not making reasons, if you're not doing it for a reason, you're not doing it because of an excuse. And it really shined on me. I'm like, dude, you're kind of doing that yourself. And I was right. I mean, as long as I made myself feel like I'm perfect, not perfect, but that I was cool with how my life was and everything like that, then that's all that mattered. But talking with him the last couple of days and really kind of trying to be there and help him, is what basically sat there and showed me that I'm not being there for myself, because I'm not being honest with everyone. But yeah, I mean, I guess I really don't know where else this video is going. Like I said, it's not a coming out video. I don't want people to sit there and be like, oh my God, he's gay. I'm not gay. I'm not straight. I'm not bisexual. I'm a universal lover. Let's put it that way. And the main thing I want you guys to take from this is there are people out there that are struggling enough as it is, day in and day out, without being judged by you. If it's one thing, it's another, that's fine. But, you still need to love people regardless. And I'm talking about just overall love. I'm not talking about like physical attraction and intimacy and stuff like that. Just love people for who they are. They don't have to be something special for you to love them. They could be the loneliest piece of trash sitting on the side of the road, homeless, looking for whatever. I'm not saying you have to invite them to your house for Thanksgiving, but you can still show them some compassion. But yeah, I really don't know. Probably shouldn't have done this early in the morning. But basically, basic of the video is that I just want to throw it out there that I like boys and girls. Let's just throw it out there like that. Let's just put it out there. That's fine. And as I've said numerous times throughout this video, if you're not accepting of it, there's the door. I don't need you in my life because, in all honesty, I really don't feel the need to keep negative people in my life anymore. I did that for far too long, and that's really kind of what put me down in the dumps. So if you're not here to support me, then I don't need you here at all at that point. Nothing has changed about me, who I am, what I do. It all pretty much just sums it up. Like I said, I'm not saying that, I guess like I said, the main thing is I don't want people to sit there and put a label on me because I'm not going to put a label on myself. This isn't the coming out video by any means. This is just simply a video of telling you who I am, who I have been, and rather than hide it anymore, I want people to, be accepting of who I am, because I don't want to sit there and have to hide myself anymore just so people will stick around me. Because if they have to stick around, if I have to hide who I am and lie about who I am to keep people in my life, I don't need those people in my life. And that goes for all of you as well. If you feel like you are sitting there keeping secrets from others just because you want to keep them in your life, those people don't need to be in your life. Let them go, or give them the benefit of the doubt and tell them whatever it is you need to tell them. So, I really don't have much more to say, except for if you see me on the street and you are kind of like, dude, what the fuck? Don't feel uncomfortable. Don't feel uncomfortable. I mean, this was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And in all honesty, like thinking about it all morning from the time I woke up, I was like, oh God, I'm gonna just burst out in tears, because this is a big thing to put out there, because you're basically putting yourself on the line for people to mock you. I'm mocked anyways. I'm judged anyways. I really don't care at this point anymore. The main concern I had was, like I said, was my family. And I hope that they watch this, and I hope that they're accepting of it. And if not, well, then we'll go from there. But biggest thing is I'm not changing who I am. It's who I have been for months, year, whatever. It's just been a part of me that I've kept hidden because I don't know why, to be honest. I think I was just kind of scared. But I'm done being scared, and I just want to live my life to the fullest and be happy. And yeah, that's really all I got. I mean, I'm really hoping that there's more videos to come. This was probably going to be the hardest one I was going to have to record and post. But, I mean, besides the rambling and kind of all over the place basis of the video, I feel a lot better about it. And I'm completely cool with how things turn out afterwards. I'm not scared of people judging me. I'm not scared of losing people over this. That's completely up to them, and I respect their choice if they respect mine. And to all my friends and family again, I really hope you can be supportive of it. And if you can't, I understand. It's been a good role with all of you. But overall, I'm still the same person. If it's harder for you to see me that way, that's completely fine. I'm not going to sit there and fight for you. I've done that too much in the past for people, and it's not worth it. Friends and family shouldn't be fought for, in the sense of, them respecting you and being by your side. You shouldn't have to fight for that. They should just be willing to do that regardless. And yeah, I guess that's really kind of all I got to say. I hope this video finds all of you doing really well. And thanks, guys. Love you.